Let's take a final look at our emotional reactions, those moments we can never forget. Professor Tupperman has passed away, and that left us all feeling sorrowful and stunned. But 12 years later, The Big Bang Theory changed their lives forever. The story of beloved characters, unforgettable moments. But when the cameras stopped rolling, that's when the real show began. After all these years, one star fought legal battles at the age of 101, while another star gave up their U.S. citizenship just to take on one of the most shocking roles of their career. An actor everyone adored, who was never expected to land this role, is now breaking their silence, sharing stories of feuds, failures, and unexpected triumphs that came after their rise to fame on The Big Bang Theory. If you're curious about the surprising stories of the actors from The Big Bang Theory, don't forget to hit like, share the video, and comment below to let us know. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any exciting videos. Now, let's dive into the story together. For 12 years, Kaley Cuoco was America's favorite neighbor girl until 2019 when The Big Bang Theory ended, and her biggest role in life came to a close. She had to choose between fading into television history or proving she wasn't just Penny. She didn't hesitate. Instead of waiting for the perfect role, she carved her own path and took risks that no one saw coming. She founded her own production company, Norman Productions, and wasted no time getting to work. Her first big project was The Flight Attendant, an HBO Max series that premiered in 2020. Cuoco played Cassie Bowden, a flight attendant entangled in a murder mystery after a one-night stand turns deadly. This was a total departure from her comedic roots. Cassie is messy, unpredictable, and struggles with alcoholism. The role was intense, and Cuoco proved she had serious dramatic acting chops. The show became a hit, earning her Emmy and Golden Globe nominations. This was a pivotal moment in her career. At the same time, she took on another challenge, voicing Harley Quinn in an animated series that debuted in 2019. The show was bold, violent, and filled with dark humor. The way Cuoco voiced Harley brought fresh energy to the character, and fans loved it. This was another win for her, but she didn't stop there. She kept riding the wave with Meet Cute, a 2022 romantic comedy in which she starred alongside Pete Davidson. Then in 2023, she led a dark comedy series based on a true story, exploring America's obsession with true crime. Some critics felt she was taking on characters too similar to Cassie, but Cuoco kept moving forward. She is now preparing for one of the biggest films of her career. She'll portray Hollywood icon Doris Day in an upcoming biographical series. If it succeeds, it could steer her career in a whole new direction. Cuoco has never hidden the challenges she faced after The Big Bang Theory ended. She admits she feared nothing would compare to its success. She refused to chase after another sitcom role. Instead, she focused on projects that excited her. Resilience is something she developed long before she pursued a career in Hollywood. Even during her time on The Big Bang Theory, things weren't always smooth behind the scenes. In 2017, she and other cast members agreed to take a pay cut to increase salaries for co-stars Mimi and Melissa. This decision caused tension, but a bigger shock came in 2018 when Jim Parsons announced he was leaving the show. Cuoco didn't know it was coming, and his departure meant the end of the series. She was taken by surprise. The show ended in 2019, and while she loved playing Penny, she was disappointed with how the character's story ended. She disagreed with Penny's unintended pregnancy in the final episode. She felt it went against the character's journey. Jim Parsons became a household name for his role as Sheldon Cooper in The Big Bang Theory. Over the course of 12 seasons, he portrayed the socially awkward genius, winning 4 Primetime Emmy Awards and a Golden Globe. By the time the show ended in 2019, he was one of the highest-paid actors on television. At his peak, he earned $1 million per episode, bringing his total earnings from the series to about $177.7 million. In 2018, CBS offered him a $50 million deal for more seasons, but Parsons declined. His decision led to the end of the show. Later, he explained that it was time for him to move on. Although he left the role, he remained connected as a storyteller and executive producer of Young Sheldon, which aired until 2024. Since then, Parsons has explored various other projects. In 2020, he starred in the limited series Hollywood on Netflix, earning an Emmy nomination for his role as Henry Wilson, a powerful but ruthless talent agent. In 2022, he took on a dramatic role in Spoiler Alert, a romantic drama based on journalist Michael Oyelowo's memoir. His performance was praised for its emotional depth. In 2024, he returned to Broadway with a lead role in Our Town at the Ethel Barrymore Theater. He portrayed the stage manager, a role requiring him to guide the audience throughout the story. This was a significant shift from sitcom comedy, but it proved his versatility. That same year, he joined Jessica Lange in Paula Vogel's play, Mother Play, another project showcasing his theatrical talent beyond acting. Parsons has also found success as a producer. Since 2015, he and his husband Todd Spywak have run That's Wonderful Productions, the company behind Special, 2019 to 2021, an Emmy-nominated series about a gay man with cerebral palsy. Parsons is drawn to projects that highlight underrepresented voices. As for the future, fans often wonder if he will ever return to Sheldon. He's stated the likelihood of a revival is low, joking that it would require a resurrection. However, he hasn't ruled out a guest appearance in the Big Bang Theory spin-off. In his personal life, he remains grounded. He and Spywak have been married since 2017, sharing a passion for creative storytelling, but have chosen not to have children. Looking back on his journey, Parsons expresses nothing but gratitude. He took the risk of leaving the Big Bang Theory, but his career continues to thrive. Simon Helberg never planned to become a sitcom legend before the Big Bang Theory. He was just another actor trying to make it in Hollywood. Then, in 2007, he landed the role of Howard Wolowitz, and the show became a global phenomenon. For 12 years, Helberg played an eccentric aerospace engineer with tight pants and flashy belts. But when the show ended in 2019, he faced a new challenge. Proving he wasn't just Howard. After the Big Bang Theory, Helberg took on surprising roles to showcase his range. In 2021, he starred in Annette, a musical film with Adam Driver and Marion Cotillard. He played a pianist, a complex and mysterious character far removed from Howard's loud, goofy persona. His dedication to the role went so far that he even became a French citizen to help fund the film. While this wasn't necessary, it demonstrated his commitment. Critics praised his performance, proving he could hold his own in serious films. Helberg also made a guest appearance in Poker Face, a mystery series on Peacock. He played an FBI agent who was both goofy and funny, reminding audiences of his sharp comedic skills. Although it was just one episode, it showed he could still make an impact on television. Long before The Big Bang Theory, Helberg had already built a solid career. In 2016, he was nominated for a Golden Globe for his role as Cosme McMoon in Florence Foster Jenkins, starring opposite Meryl Streep and Hugh Grant. He also appeared in films like A Serious Man, 2009, and Space Oddity, proving his ability to easily transition between comedy and drama. Outside of acting, Helberg's personal life remains stable. He's been married to actress Jocelyn Towne since 2007, and they have 2 children. In 2023, they listed their Los Angeles property for sale, though they haven't shared why. The move may signify a shift in priorities or simply a new beginning. Behind the scenes, Helberg faced personal challenges during the early seasons of The Big Bang Theory. He struggled with obsessive-compulsive disorder, OCD, a condition that delayed his plans to start a family. By the time the show brought him fame and fortune, he was also battling severe anxiety. Since then, he's openly discussed his struggles to raise awareness about mental health challenges that can exist even at the peak of success. One of the biggest surprises about Helberg's career came many years after The Big Bang Theory ended. In 2022, he learned a shocking truth. He wasn't the first choice for the role of Howard Wolowitz. Initially, Kevin Sussman, the actor who later played Stewart, was cast. However, due to a scheduling conflict, Sussman had to drop out, giving Helberg the opportunity that changed his life. For over a decade, Sussman kept this secret to avoid awkwardness. When Helberg finally found out, he was shocked, but grateful. Johnny Galecki became a household name for his role as Leonard Hofstadter in The Big Bang Theory, but his life took a different turn after the show ended in 2019. Instead of staying in the Hollywood spotlight, he chose a quieter path to balance creative projects with family and personal challenges. Immediately after The Big Bang Theory, Galecki returned to television with the role of David Healy in The Conners, a spin-off of Roseanne. The show allowed him to revisit his character and show how David had changed over the years. However, he didn't stay long. Rather than focusing on acting, he began working behind the scenes. One of his biggest projects was A-OK, a sitcom set in 1991 about a struggling internet startup company. He co-created the project with John Quaintance, a producer from Will and Grace, and took on the role of executive producer. Though he stepped away from television, Galecki didn't completely abandon acting. He took on roles in independent films, choosing projects that challenged him rather than pursuing major studio films. His decision to shy away from big Hollywood roles showed that he wanted to go beyond being known as Leonard. While his career changed, his personal life changed even more. In late 2019, he and Elena Meyer welcomed their first child, a son named Orbison. But their relationship didn't last, and they separated in 2020. A few years later, he married Morgan Galecki, and in 2023, they had a daughter named Una Evina. Instead of staying in Los Angeles, he moved to Nashville to seek a quieter, more private life. During his time on The Big Bang Theory, Galecki faced challenges that most fans never knew about. In 2011, he was diagnosed with Bell's palsy, a condition that causes temporary facial paralysis. He experienced numbness and drooping, but continued working without letting it affect his acting. Outside of acting, he wasn't afraid to speak out, even when his views were controversial. After the school shooting in Florida in 2018, he publicly supported gun control. His stance upset many fans, and he lost thousands of followers on social media, but he didn't back down or apologize for his views. His time on The Big Bang Theory also came with a few strange behind-the-scenes stories. Over 12 years, he had a habit of sticking used chewing gum on a hidden wall of the set. Co-star Kunal Nayyar eventually revealed this secret. But the biggest surprise was Galecki's own confession. He admitted that he was the only cast member to have sex in his dressing room during the entire run of the show, a detail that shocked fans and colleagues. Kunal Nayyar had once been the shy and awkward Rauch in The Big Bang Theory, a role that made him famous worldwide. But after the show ended in 2019, he didn't just sit back and enjoy the success. He took risks, exploring new roles and building a career beyond the nerdy astrophysicist fans knew so well. In 2020, Nayyar shocked audiences with his role in Criminal UK on Netflix. He played a convicted serial killer named Sandeep, a character completely different from anything he'd done before. Critics praised his performance, and in 2021, he was nominated for Best Supporting Actor at the British Academy Television Awards. Two years later, he starred alongside Uma Thurman in Suspicion, a thriller on Apple TV+. His transition from comedy to drama was unexpected, but proved his versatility as an actor, even as he took on darker roles. Nayyar didn't give up comedy. In 2024, he reunited with his The Big Bang Theory co-star Melissa Rauch to guest star in Night Court on NBC. Later that year, he starred in the romantic comedy How to Date Billy Walsh. However, his most ambitious project is still ahead. He will play Scrooge in Christmas Karma, a Bollywood-style musical adaptation of A Christmas Carol, directed by Gurinder Chadha. This fresh take on the classic story could be one of his career-defining moments. Animation has also played an important part in his journey. His voice brought life to Guy Diamond in DreamWorks' Trolls, 2016, and Gupta in Ice Age, Continental Drift, 2012. These roles made him a familiar voice in family films, broadening his career beyond live-action performances. In addition to acting, Nayyar has explored other creative avenues. In 2015, he wrote, Yes, My Voice is Real, a memoir about his life as an immigrant breaking into Hollywood. The book was warmly received, filled with humor and personal stories that gave fans deeper insight into his journey. He also co-wrote the play Cotton Candy, which debuted in India. He performed in Jesse Eisenberg's The Spoils, first on Broadway and later in London's West End. His career hasn't been without controversy. A scene in The Big Bang Theory sparked backlash when Rauch made an offensive comment comparing Bollywood actresses Madhuri Dixit and Aishwarya Rai. The comment led to public outrage, and in 2023, political analyst Mithun Vijay Kumar took legal action against Netflix. Nayyar has never publicly addressed the issue more lightly. His parking habits on set were also said to have annoyed his co-stars, though this became more of an inside joke than a real issue. If you find this content interesting and want to learn more, leave a comment with the number 1. If not, leave a comment with the number 0. Now, let's move on to the next character. Melissa Rauch never planned on becoming a Hollywood star before The Big Bang Theory made her famous. She was a struggling actress doing stand-up at small clubs, hoping for a breakthrough. And that breakthrough came in 2009, when she took on the role of Bernadette Rostenkowski-Wolowitz. Her high-pitched voice and sharp comedic talent made her a fan favorite, and she stayed with the show for 10 years. But when The Big Bang Theory ended in 2019, Rauch had to make a decision. She could play it safe and take similar roles, or she could push herself into new territory. She chose the latter. In 2015, while still on The Big Bang Theory, she took a big risk with The Bronze, a dramedy that she co-wrote, co-produced, and starred in. She played Hope, a bitter former Olympic gymnast who refuses to move on from past success. The film premiered at Sundance Film Festival, and while reviews were mixed, her performance stood out. But getting that achievement wasn't easy. When the project began, producers didn't want her in the lead role. They wanted a more recognizable movie star. Rauch fought for it and won. Her performance was bold, funny, and completely different from Bernadette. Voice acting became another important part of her career. In 2017, she took on the role of Harley Quinn in Batman and Harley Quinn, a role she had dreamed about for many years. She brought her own flair to the character, blending humor and mischief with Harley's rebellious energy. She later admitted that she drew inspiration from her childhood in New Jersey to give the character a playful yet strong persona. After The Big Bang Theory ended, she took time to focus on family. She married writer-producer Winston Bagel years earlier, and they welcomed their first child in 2017. In 2020, they had their second child. However, she didn't abandon acting. In 2023, she returned to network television with a lead role in Night Court Revival on NBC. She played Judge Abby Stone, the daughter of Judge Harold T. Stone from the original series. She also became an executive producer, working closely with her husband to bring the show to life. Night Court was a hit, and audiences loved the blend of humor and sincerity. NBC renewed it for a second season. Rauch's character has an optimistic personality, but there's more to her than just jokes. Abby's struggle with alcoholism added depth, making the show more than just a nostalgia trip. Outside of acting, Rauch stayed busy. She voiced characters in animated shows like Firebuds in 2022, and even appeared on Celebrity Jeopardy that same year. While she didn't make it to the finals, fans loved seeing her personality shine through. Even as her career grows, family remains her top priority. She and Bagel run January Productions, a company they built together. She also spends time on charity work, co-founding Oscar's Kids, a non-profit for children with cancer. While she mostly avoids controversy, she has had to fight for some of her biggest roles. The Bronze is a perfect example, where producers didn't think she could carry the film, but she proved them wrong. Instead of being forever known as Bernadette, she built an ever-growing career. Mayim Bialik, in the early 1990s, was a teen star with the hit show Blossom and a bright future in Hollywood. But instead of pursuing more acting roles, she did something unexpected. She left the industry to study neuroscience. Years later, she made an even bigger return with the role of Amy Farrah Fowler in The Big Bang Theory. That role made her a household name, earning her 4 Primetime Emmy nominations and 2 Critics' Choice Television Awards. Even in 2025, she remains a significant figure in both entertainment and science, although her journey has been full of both success and controversy. After The Big Bang Theory ended in 2019, Bialik stayed busy. She starred in the comedy Call Me Kat, airing from 2021 to 2023. The show, based on the British series Miranda, follows an eccentric woman running a cat cafe. Although it had a loyal following, the show was canceled after 3 seasons in 2022. She also directed her first film, As They Made Us, a deeply personal drama that received praise for its emotional storytelling. During this time, she also became one of the hosts of Jeopardy alongside Ken Jennings from 2021 to 2023. She shared hosting duties, but her time on the show received mixed reactions. Some viewers praised her intelligence, while others criticized her style. Her endorsement of the brain supplement Nariva, which some experts considered pseudoscience, only fueled the debate. Outside of acting, Bialik is a successful author. She has written accessible science books like Girling Up and Boying Up, exploring the challenges of growing up. In addition to Sling, focusing on parenting, and Mayim's Vegan Table, which provides plant-based recipes, in 2015 she launched Grok Nation, a website aimed at discussing social issues. Although the site ceased updates in 2019, her neuroscience background has made her a strong advocate for women in STEM fields. She also speaks openly about mental health on her podcast, Mayim Bialik's Breakdown. She shares her experiences with OCD and eating disorders. She co-hosts with partner Jonathan Cohen, and together they explore mental health from both scientific and personal perspectives. Faith plays a large role in her life. She identifies as a modern Orthodox Jew and often speaks about her beliefs. She has also voiced support for Israel, particularly during times of conflict. While some admire her for standing firm in her faith, others have criticized her views. Throughout her career, Bialik has faced many controversies. In 2017, she wrote an op-ed for the New York Times about the Harvey Weinstein scandal, in which she argued that dressing modestly and avoiding flirtation had protected her from harassment. Many considered this victim-blaming. After the backlash, she apologized and clarified that no victim is responsible for the assault. She also faced criticism for her views on vaccines. Early in her career, she admitted to delaying vaccinations for her children, which led some to label her as anti-vaccine, although she later contracted COVID-19 and the flu vaccine. Kevin Sussman never planned to become famous before The Big Bang Theory turned him into a familiar face. He was just an ambitious actor trying to find his place in Hollywood. He worked in a comic book store while auditioning. He never expected that one day he would play a comic book store owner in one of the biggest sitcoms in television history. When The Big Bang Theory ended in 2019, many wondered what would come next for him. Unlike some actors who struggled to move on from an iconic role, Sussman took on new projects with ease. He showcased his range by taking on dramatic roles in Better Call Saul and The Dropout. In Better Call Saul, he played Mr. Link in 2 episodes, showing he could handle serious storytelling. In The Dropout, Hulu's miniseries about Elizabeth Holmes and the Theranos scandal, he played Mark Rusler. Another dramatic performance added to his resume. Comedy is still a part of his career. He appeared in 2 episodes of Call Me Kat, a comedy starring his former co-star, Mayim Bialik. He also took on a recurring role in Lessons in Chemistry, an Apple TV Plus series playing Walter Pine. These roles show that Sussman isn't confined to one genre. He can easily transition between comedy and drama. His talent goes beyond acting. Kevin Sussman never planned to become famous before The Big Bang Theory turned him into a familiar face. He was just an ambitious actor trying to find his place in Hollywood. He worked in a comic book store while auditioning. He never expected that one day he would play a comic book store owner in one of the biggest sitcoms in television history. When The Big Bang Theory ended in 2019, many wondered what would come next for him. Unlike some actors who struggled to move on from an iconic role, Sussman took on new projects with ease. He showcased his range by taking on dramatic roles in Better Call Saul and The Dropout. In Better Call Saul, he played Mr. Link in 2 episodes, showing he could handle serious storytelling. In The Dropout, Hulu's miniseries about Elizabeth Holmes and the Theranos scandal, he played Mark Rusler. Another dramatic performance added to his resume. Comedy is still a part of his career. He appeared in 2 episodes of Call Me Kat, a comedy starring his former co-star Mayim Bialik. He also took on a recurring role in Lessons in Chemistry, an Apple TV Plus series, playing Walter Pine. These roles show that Sussman isn't confined to one genre. He can easily transition between comedy and drama. His talent goes beyond acting. In 2013, he co-created Dark Minions, a stop-motion animated comedy with John Ross, Bowie, who played Barry Kripke in The Big Bang Theory. Amazon Studios bought the project, but it was never fully produced. That didn't stop Sussman from continuing to write. He and Bowie worked on other scripts, including the Ever After part and The Second. Rob's appearance for CBS. These shows were never aired, but they proved that Sussman had a passion for storytelling beyond just performing. Before he became Stuart Bloom, Sussman built an impressive career. He appeared in Ugly Betty as Walter and had roles in films like Liberty Heights, 1999, and Almost Famous, 2000. Initially, he was cast as Howard Willits in The Big Bang Theory, but because he had signed with ABC for Ugly Betty, he had to drop the role that Simon Helberg later took on. With his role as Howard and a few seasons later, Sussman joined as Stuart, turning what was initially a supporting role into one of the most beloved characters on the show. Despite his success, he faced many challenges in SAG 2023. After the strike, he spoke about how streaming platforms had significantly changed how actors get paid. When The Big Bang Theory aired on CBS, syndication provided stable income. But when the show moved to streaming platforms like Max and Amazon Prime, the syndication income dropped significantly. His experience reflects a larger issue in Hollywood, where many actors struggle to make a living in the streaming era. Sarah Gilbert's journey in Hollywood has been anything but ordinary. She started acting at a young age, but no one could predict how far she would go. Born on January 29, 1975 in Santa Monica, California, she became well known for her role as Darlene Connor on Roseanne, a show that aired from 1988 to 1997, making her a household name. Her character was intelligent, sarcastic, and different from the typical teen girls seen on TV. Audiences loved her, and critics did too. She earned 2 Primetime Emmy nominations for her role. When Roseanne returned in 2018, Gilbert wasn't just an actress, she was also an executive producer. She played a key role in bringing the show back, but everything changed when Roseanne Barr tweeted a racist comment about Valerie Jarrett. ABC immediately canceled the show, despite high viewership. Gilbert spoke out against Barr's comments, saying they did not reflect the values of the cast and crew. Barr didn't accept that, publicly blaming Gilbert for the show's cancellation and calling her a traitor. The fallout was huge, and their relationship was never the same, but Gilbert kept moving forward. She helped create The Connors, a spin-off continuing the story without Barr. Outside of Roseanne, Gilbert had other starring roles in The Big Bang Theory. She played Leslie Winkle, a physicist who briefly dated Leonard Hofstadter, played by Johnny Galecki. This character was loved by fans. famous for her sharp comebacks and no-nonsense attitude. She was promoted to a main cast member for a short time, but the writers struggled to incorporate her into the bigger story. Eventually, she was reduced to guest appearances on television, no longer the main focus. In 2010, she created The Talk, a CBS daytime show where women discussed current events from the perspective of mothers. The show became a huge success, winning multiple Daytime Emmy Awards. She co-hosted for nearly a decade before leaving in 2019 to focus on other projects. Gilbert also explored other creative fields. She acted in shows like ER24, Grey's Anatomy, and Atypical. She also took roles in films, appearing in Poison Ivy and Cars with Boys. She even co-founded a production company, Sarah Plus Tom, with producer Tom Werner. She was also an executive producer for Preps of Pittsburgh, an upcoming series. Outside of Hollywood, she has a passion for art. She graduated magna cum laude from Yale University in 1997 with a degree in art and has exhibited her photography worldwide. She is also a strong advocate for an eco-friendly lifestyle, promoting sustainable activities whenever possible. Laura Spencer's path to success looks different, but she has made her mark in her own way. Born on May 8, 1986 in Oklahoma City, she developed a passion for acting early on. She studied theater at the University of Oklahoma, graduating in 2008 with a Bachelor of Fine Arts. She started her career with smaller roles but quickly landed something big. In 2013, she joined The Big Bang Theory as Emily Sweeney, a dermatologist with a complicated relationship with Rauch. Emily was originally supposed to appear in just one episode, but fans loved her, and she stayed on the show through season 10. Her character was sweet, but had a love for horror films, which made her quirky and interesting. At the same time, Spencer played Jessica Warren on Bones from seasons 9 to 12. She appeared as a quirky, free-spirited intern, managing 2 lead roles on popular TV shows at the same time. It wasn't easy, but she did it without hesitation. Before her success in mainstream TV, she was recognized for The Lizzie Bennet Diaries, a web series that reimagined Pride and Prejudice in a modern setting. The show won an Emmy for Outstanding Creative Achievement in Interactive Media. Spencer said the experience taught her the power of social media in storytelling. Her career expanded beyond television. In 2021, she starred in 13 Minutes, a disaster movie about a tornado and the lives it affects. The film addresses social issues like immigration and abortion, and Spencer's role as Vicky gave her the opportunity to tackle more serious material. She continued to take on roles in high-profile projects. In 2024, she appeared on Grey's Anatomy in an episode titled If Walls Could Talk. She also had a guest role in Reservation Dogs, proving that she is drawn to projects with cultural significance off-screen. Spencer has kept a low profile. She married Michael Jack Greenwald in 2019 and steers clear of controversy. Instead of becoming a headline in her own right, she focuses on acting and her philanthropic efforts, using her platform to support causes she believes in. If you love surprising stories and want to learn more about the stars after The Big Bang Theory, don't forget to hit like, share this video with those around you, and leave a comment below to let us know your thoughts. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any upcoming exciting videos. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.